morning for me. Not time-wise, but I just got up at 6. Come on, morning. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Let's see, which button is it again? This one. Oh. Hey. Why are you looking for a game to capture? Right. Hey. There we go. I don't know why it didn't want to automatically do that today. It's truly a mystery. Yeah, maybe I didn't have... I think I opened Streamlabs before the game today, and that's what happened there. Thanks, Streamlabs. Alright. Sounds like my fault. Should automatically detect it still, though. Anyway, we finished patch 2.1 yesterday. So we are starting with the exactly first quest of patch 2.2. Still Waters. Okay. Inferior. Oh. Ah. Sir. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received requests for assistance from Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the Concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. Shock. The brass players charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the Concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the Concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, would have not agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Yosola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. I'm gonna use these. Give a lot of this. Sorry. But I just need to do this. Aha! here. Ah, Cedric, your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. We go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulupa. He's the officer charged with leading the investigation. I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it would not elude yours. I know him. I helped him out. Hi, Fufulupa. Been a while. Cedric, what a pleasure to see you again. Estola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystal stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that, I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off toward eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. Speeding carriage. That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning, yet the Amoljad do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else could... Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I've become bearing disappointing news. Or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Dankred, where have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amoljad friends. Wouldn't you believe it? I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way and even was able to do my small part to help my friends and the brass blades intercept it. In all my years, I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Was that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Cedric. Against all expectation, it would seem that Amoljad are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon a fleet. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. When I think about what it might be, I shall inform Oriange of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
Ooh.
Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Don't need earrings. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking out Fufalupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Captain. Oh, but it's good to see you return. I've given some thought to the matter and I've just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufalupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our nose for so long. Then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them? A traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well founded, Fufalupa. Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner traveling without escort so as not to attract undue attention. But who? Ah, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that. But to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley? Oh, fine spot for a rest. Would you not agree, Cedric? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Ahem, forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Do that. Stola. Oh my. Mining Astola. Stubborn to the last, I suspected. You are unharmed? A gang of sea wolf thieves, and in Thanaland no less. Suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves? All of them? Aye, and all with the same taste and facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Tancred, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have increased. It's a great outfit, Yastola. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with thieves. Two face tattoos are a Sahagan thing, right? So. Fufalupa. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. Ah, but we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No. I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he, managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for love. How did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea wolf. Limitson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him, and you have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes? He's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your service is required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know. But one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed? Or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? The Mother of Exile. The antecedent bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident. I am not privy to the detail. Your cat's crying. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitor's brass blade. And when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Let's get a fly. Cats are very complaining right now this morning. Alphino. You were late. No matter, I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You're familiar with Doma, yes? In Alfred? No idea what that is. Well, like the rest of the nations of the eastern continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale and, more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Oda, Cedric, unless I am mistaken. I am rarely mistaken. You'll find the Domans bickering with the Sultan sworn on the royal promenade. You're uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. For guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Oda. Fine. Fine, Alphino. It matters not how many times you ask, without the necessary permissions none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition, time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior, allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your plea has fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you find me more to your liking. Alfino Levelure at your service, friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Oda, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associates at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Is the game quiet? Ooh. Bum 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 bum. Oops, screw 'em. Okay.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Give me money.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
You're a little
Well,
special.
far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Uldar unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
What? Me? What? What am I supposed to do, though? I can't entertain them. Would you like to fight for fun? You giddy. If I may, sir, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. It would shame me to beg for more than when you have already offered so much. This desperation compels me. Gentle sir, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Modi. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Cedric? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. The Wethin merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? But it just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on Friduri and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Letters. Letters. Okay. I got you, Giddy. I got you. That one. Not that one. Where am I going? Oh my goodness. I go to the market. Catherine. Why, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? No. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my... What? Listen. These people are dying. I'm setting your whole stand on fire. I'll burn your crap to the ground. Garbage. Friduri. She's in the business of feeding refugees now? I ain't normally one to question Mr. Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to eat. I'll burn yours to the ground too. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. They were just on a boat. They're stuck at sea. Burn old dog to the ground. Sentient beings, guys. There is absolutely no reason at all you can't help these people out. You were paid. But... Eat Buddha. Nobody, tell them you'll never do business with them again if they don't act straight. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. They did give me trouble. They're buttholes. Now go and tell you, Lady Yugiri, it's all in hand. I dared not hope for such magnanimity, much less expected. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Be careful about the stuff that's arriving now. Lady Ugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you would be pleased with his reply. We've been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done so much for us, Master Alfino. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Ugiri, for naught has been given. A small favor you fairly won with your words. With your words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable would be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Yeah. Gonna be exactly like those merchants, though, isn't it? Bunch of flippin' Republican. Alleged Adelegy. A pleasure, Private Nightvale. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. How you doing?
I, Ugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Ugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
Oh, that's
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Ugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
in industrious.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
He sees slave labor in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law. Lord Lolorito?
These two.
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher.
Which is probably due to your racism
The
and not
wealth
hiring
of
them.
Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need
Listen,
I remind
Bezos.
you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks.
rich-ass
Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than
Then
you.
why don't you help out the Alamigan
Precious
refugees
or
too?
not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril.
Rich people trying to hold on to power and money.
To Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Throw yourself off the cliff.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving.
Racist.
Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
I'm gonna take the color. That might actually be, that's gonna be worth. Restricted color. Maybe. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor does he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. I remember how this turns out, but so frustrating. Use my nose. Ooh. Reaper stuff. Oh, I can wear that hood? Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Can't wait to be a Reaper. Don't mind me, Ribbon. I'm just going to talk to you from the window. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitarists have made their position clear. Agreed. Hodal is not an option. Nor are Limsa or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs, which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would they had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nation. Infilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Giri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alfino. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Ygir. I would not hear a word said against our beloved Oda. Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us, we shall gladly accept. Master Alfino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. Before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Uldan Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there, anon, Cedric. Thank you. Have a little back massage. Get as easy as you need to. Must still be tired. Take Pallergy. Okay. Pack sinus. While we're thinking about it. Okay. Even take one if it gets bad. Okay. It's like 4 hours. Yeah. Lady Ugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. Provide them escort. Oh, did Mughal Tombstone start? Is that why everybody's here? It sure did. Man. Nice. What was here? What do they got? USD rated. Demon Brick Earring. Hi. Demon Brick Earring. That's cute. Lunar Kamui 5 PT. Wind up Elvon. Hairstyle. Thundercloud. Oh, hey. I was so looking into the Mughal Tombstones. Miss 9. I think I have these. The earrings. They're not. Those are kind of nice. Ring of Lasting Shelter. Never too interested in rings. I have all of these. I don't need that. Ooh. Go to Jiro and Hedgehog with Biggs and Wedge card. I think I'd be interested in the mounts on my main. I don't know if I'm going to do any of it though. I just realized there was a ton of people over there. Yeah, the Mughal Tombstone has started. And there's some pretty decent stuff in there. Yeah. You're concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out from Ordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Oh, that's excellent news. At least some people in Uldar. I guess we don't have to burn all of Uldar to the ground. Just the monetaries. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught that Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Oh. Seems just the thing a military would be able to do, though. We're at a smaller number. Mayhap it would go unnoticed. Dina, why are you stealing bonito flakes? Wow. But the Syndicate would not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 domins to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Domin's behalf. Very well, we should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. He's being a suspiciously decent person. For a billionaire. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. Very sus. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Yes, see, exactly. That's what he wants. Cheap labor. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Domin friends to you, after you've rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Dork nod. Gonna stick with. Can I check my? I can't check my stuff, can I? I'm gonna get the aiming one for ninja. Just let us have all of the rings, so that we can actually change classes. Yugiri's game. As we speak, the Domins prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Cedric, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small, though, yeah. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hozan when you arrive. Lady Yugiri tells it he has been designated the leader of the first group. Bay. Ah. Hold on. Greetings, Alphino informed me that a scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though ashamed as well. Great warriors should not be tasked with such trivialities. I knew from a glance what manner of man you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given into my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son Yuzan. He can tell you more. Kids are playing. That's very good. Use my breakfast. Yozan. Oh, hello there. I'm Yozan, son of Hozan. Yozan, son of Hozan. Ah. Oh. Dini is up on the table again. This is a very rare event. She's also very she is that obsessed with Benito flicks. But don't you will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I hear we're traveling by horse-bird drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but wait, horses? Oh yeah, there are horses out in Azim Steppe, right? I remember that daily quest. What's that? You're looking for the others. Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still in hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Sure. Dina. Being very aggressive today, Dina. Oh, hiding child. What a surprise. Hey, you're not Yozan. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Cedric Nightvale. Eh? I didn't know anyone else was. Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions? Aren't you? No, scions. Then you must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Oh, right. It's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Cedric Nightvale. You're a good kid. Behave yourself. Yeah. I can fly, so I can kind of cheat now. Ah. Jeez. How'd you find me? Bah, I guess I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. Oh. 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 Oh, that hurts. Rough. Where's the left? Weird, like. Are they inside? Are they like right outside the gate or something? No. There we go. Are you playing? Ah, no fair. Yuzan didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride. Yeah. We get to ride a horsebird carriage. I don't know, it sounds scary. But if Yozan says it's safe, I'll go. I got that one. 3 for 3 now. Yozan. Wonderful. All the children are counted. Hide and seek. Ah, I see that you're curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Ugh. Pain. Sad. Too sad. Up the next. First caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn, yeah. That's dark, rough stuff. At least they're okay. Lifelong trauma, kind of stuff. First caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father, Home, be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Oda is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you're ready to leave, please inform our coachman. Eager to be off, are you? Aye, well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Runner from the Blades says we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beast has been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerley. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here's another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area is safe, like. If you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way is clear, meet us outside Horizon. The Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. Cops. Yeah, I see you coming. Can't have many of my flakes either. I'd be surprised if you could jump up on this desk though. You know, if you can make it up on the desk in one jump, you probably deserve to get some bonito flakes actually. But there's not enough space, so yeah. Yeah, that was easy peasy. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? That's right. Took care of that. Problem with that thing. Well fought, sir, well fought. Now, if only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Okay. Pray my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities prelude acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. No. We cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Giri's kinsmen least of all. They fought the fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? By living well, ma'am. In kind, father. To she who has given everything, we shall give her all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's toll will grow and prosper by our hands. Oop. Hey, Mr. Cedric, Koharu and I want to know why you became an adventurer. What did I answer at the beginning? Gain power, I guess. They're not gonna understand Wild Rose reference. I knew it. That's what I told Koharu, but she didn't believe me. It's my turn now. Excuse me, Mr. Cedric, I've got a question. What's Revenant's Toll like? Is it pretty? Let's see. You won't. She'll like this. A bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. That's definitely the best answer for her. That's what she's looking for. You mean there are lots of people there who are just as strong as you? Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I wouldn't say just as strong as me, but you know. Enough, Koharu. It's my turn again. Mr. Cedric, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Be blessed by Heidelin. Seek out new experiences and adventures. Of course, to be a better adventurer, you need to go adventuring. Alright, that's enough questions for Mr. Cedric. That's not fair. Why does Yozan get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, Mr. Cedric. I won't forget it. I'm gonna be an adventurer too. When we get to Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Master Cedric and Lady Yugiri. Yeah, just like Mr. Cedric and Lady Yugiri. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Where did I end up? Speak with Alfino at the quicksand. I'm in like the worst part of the town. Yeah. Is that a fresh reaper? Doesn't seem. No, that's not a reaper at all. It's a warrior. A big hammer. Just. Oh, I passed the stairs. Ah, Cedric, I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Gear should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Alfina, what have you and Yugiri planned? It is past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slathborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Cedric. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting, for though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slathborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. You're both frontier hands, as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Laughborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Yeah? Yes. Yeah. Huh? Oh no, professional people. Oh no. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent? Seven hell, Cedric, why are you wasting time with me? See them to the rising stones. Get whiplash. Oh. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. I shall join you at the rising stones anon. Minfie, we're here. There's no use. Huh? Students of Baldessian. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldessian continue to meet with failure. Oriange has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap that you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it is within our power to help them. Lady Yugiri is here? Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Nice. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady. But are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. It's a lot of people. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, Antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slothborn. Lady Yugiri, Cedric. Lamin and I will make all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival. Though I must admit that I'm still troubled about the matter of the missing crystal. Yeah, that's kind of important too, right? Yastola should be arriving along with a report from a field. Mayhap you could wait out here and speak with her upon her arrival. What am I doing here? I don't know what quest I'm on. Yastola!
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
Oh.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning a Efreet with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late.
Oh.
Oh gods. They mean to summon Leviathan?
They sure do.
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oof.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
Run away.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady,
About that.
unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
Elidibus
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
All due respect. I'm back there. Quite a bit of ways to go here on 2.2. Finally, should the worst come to pass, and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa and meet with the Admiral. She would not have been idle in the intervening time, and would doubtless have valuable information to share. Out of the blue. That's blue mage, right? That could be a blue mage. Wait, where am I going? I already looked at where it goes. I need to run over here. Yorha support 5. Nero Ryuji. Don't look like Nero. You're expected. Pray take this lift to the command room. Okay. Okay. Photo web. Welcome, friends. I take it Yostola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thailand to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I'm not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning. We welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Oops. Lady Minfilia, I'm given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so? I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with my own eyes. Is that so? Well, I'm not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Cedric. Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operation staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Folkbreda has charge of the garrison. Cheap here. Bunny Espresso. I saw you, Bunny Espresso. Umsa is as busy as ever. Hey! Take me to airport. Thank you. Being able to fly at this point is just OP. Love it. I should have talked. Oh, that's good down here. Never mind. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. I did put this together this time. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sepsis, all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Don't worry about me. I can fly, after all. Sharknado. There he is. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I am certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Very good. Thank you. Oh no. Didn't turn out well here, did it? These guys are a little easy. When your item level is much higher than expected. Very easy. How long does this poison last? It's rude. Where'd they go? finally go over. You returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Dear gods. These wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the two who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. War horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. I can do that. Thrice damned fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Quite the curse. Peace, Commander. We're here for a purpose. Vengeance is not it. I want your mind to the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sepsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we're not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sepsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the self-same moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Cedric and Yastola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Tancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Yastola and Cedric. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Cedric? Too long ago I weren't. But come, let us away. Oh, nice. Oh. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, I could choose. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Right. Oh, but yeah. Okay. Busting our way in. You okay? Hey. Rude. Pray do not concern yourself. It was but a glancing blow. Come, the Aether is close at hand. Let us press on. Okay.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Ugh.
Did I miss much?
Thank cred.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans.
Huh.
But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Hmm? And thus Thancred became a rogue.
To the Aetherite!
fight all of you at once. Oh. Well.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I guess I could do that. Good job, Tancred.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
That wasn't exactly your fault.
Long have you shriveled Swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world,
Uh-oh.
hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
What's bad?
Do you feel that?
Oh no.
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Scratching his head. What? Eh? What?
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal!
Is he technically an Ascian now?
Oh, mighty Leviathan,
Oh man.
ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
He needs to be able to kill the rest of them too. He needs to be able to move into something, right? There you go.
Foolish Shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Oh.
Heavens forfend.
First time?
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
You listen to the promise of an Ascian, though. That went about as well as you can expect.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship. Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Of course. Well, this is his signature ability after all. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise an entire coastal settlements, if his last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer history to be repeated, yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Good question. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Limlian herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat on matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. I don't know if I'm going to get to fight him here today. Not. Maybe pretty close. I don't think he's going to finish off here yet. To the heart of the world. Maybe? No, it's a little bit. I'm going to have to finish that off tomorrow. I'll try though.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the Third Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. Seven hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Cid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Sure did.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick.
Beard.
The gods know it
Beard,
would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
I wonder why.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Yeah, no problem. Talk to you, Geary. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with the Primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judge it best that it be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes. The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I'm disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as Yastola said. None save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. The fan is of their number. What could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limp's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Cedric, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lunasia. Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Okay, well, here's the thing. Oh, it's him, isn't it? That guy. This won't be useful. Well, either way, I'm gonna have to start with that tomorrow. Time is up for today. I have to get ready for work. So, without further ado, I shall be off. Back here tomorrow at the same time to fight Leviathan. Right, have yourselves a good time.